So good morning, April the 21st, 2016. This is CISG114, Section 1 Web Technology and Light. Today is day number 26 in week number 13, actually the second last week of the semester. Today we have two speakers. One is Nori, helping complete the team-based presentations for Living Contract number 3. And then we have Alex doing his speech of the semester. And after that, I'm going to make up something in the e-portfolio. So let's get started. Let's take some time to narrate the setup. All right. Still responding. You may want to try the other stuff. Okay. So let's give the time to Nari. In a minute, the PowerPoint file will be ready. Oh, you see the screen here? Is it a large file? It takes longer than expected. Yes, it's working. So when you go to do a presentation, it's much better that you upload your file to the Moodle environment beforehand. So that it saves a lot of time. If you do USB because of the machine's problem, sometimes it's not that good. Okay, Alex, maybe you go first. He had some technical problem in uploading the file. Okay, now it's Alex speech of the semester. So Nari, would you please just upload it using your computer to the Moodle Team Wiki? All right. So thank you very much. Thank you, Alex. Okay. All right. Over there, the Y is over there. And then you just need to select laptop. Okay, those three words. Thank you, Alex. Please pick up the microphone. It's the speech of the semester by Alex.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Alex. I hope you guys can remember my name after this semester. So what I want to share is about what I have learned this semester.
Yes, yes. Take your time.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm glad to see Joanna is back, so after Alice, it's your turn, okay? Are you ready? Okay. Yeah, let me switch back to you. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Sorry for this a long time. Hello everyone. I'm Alex. I hope you guys can remember my name after this semester. What I want to share to you about what I have learned this semester. Web technology and life. So what is web technology and life? When I first stepped into this course, web technology is not a clear theory for me. And according to my understanding, I just saw web technology as a thing that related to computer and internet. But from what I have learned this so far, I know that web technology is not that simple at all. And it's much more abundant than internet. And it's a meaningful tool that can make a huge difference to our life. I'm very satisfied to choose this course. I'm very satisfied to choose this course during this semester. And technology deeply influenced our daily life. The relationship between web technology and life is vital enough for us to think about that. Learn to learn. And the professor pointed out the importance of learn to learn for our university study at the beginning of our course, and also what about the JE course. And it is true that in the past I usually to be that kind of passive student that only do what I have been told to do, which indeed affect the efficiency and achievement of my study. And it's the first time I started to think maybe we really need to be more positive about my study. Then I did change my attitude to learn for myself. What I have learned. So, what is blog? I have learned a lot of things during this semester, like what is blog. I found out that as the popularity of blogging is continuing to raise, the commercial of blogging is rapidly increasing as well. And many corporations and companies collaborate with bloggers to increase advertising and engaging online communities towards their products. And what is e-learning? We divided it into 4 parts and do it together. And like the online video learning, and distance education, and also the advantages and disadvantages. And what is e-government? E-government is a generic term for web-based service from agencies of local, state, and federal governments. And e-government can be delivered into 4 types. And first is government to citizen. And second is government to business. And the third one is government to government. And the last one is government to employees. during these semesters, I think I learned a lot and make progress. But the most important one is enjoy. And I want to thank you guys. At the end, I want to say appreciate for you guys for helping me and learning together. And thank you, my dear Professor Dr. Wan. And thank you, my learning partner Jennifer. Thank you, my teammates Cassie and Tammy. And also thank you, Peter, who gave me a lot of help after class. And thank you all you guys. That's a good experience for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for making a concise and after the point speech. Joanna, if you're ready, you can go. I had to set up your computer or whatever it is. Do you need to use your own computer or just? Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. Make sure that means we need to use the PC. All right. So USB usually here. Hopefully it does not take long to get it back. Okay, that's good. You need to look for your own file and folder. Let's see. No, this is for locally this. Your USB is not so bad. Yeah. Okay. And that's the problem with the USB stuff here sometimes. Let's see. So we suggest that you should upload your file. Google Drive. Google Drive. Then you can go to Google Drive. Okay. Joanna, make sure this same PowerPoint must be at your sign-up space in the forum. That's a record, okay? You want to do a slideshow or something? Okay, maybe it's there is a slideshow button, right? There's a slide. Let's say this is just whatever. That's it. There's a slideshow. Okay, anyway, you just click on this and you can see it. There's a button, right? Over there. Or present, yes. Yeah. Thank you very much, Connie.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Joanna, and I want to share with you today some things that I've learned through this course about web technology and life. And the first thing that I learned, because I think that is the most important thing that this course focuses on, is the type of active learning. And this is very different from a lot of learning that we did in other classes in the university, which follow a more classic method of learning. Active learning is more a process of discovering for yourself, processing, and then applying what you learn. And the interesting thing about active learning that I learned is that most people learn better when they say and write something. Like the studies show that you retain 70% of what you say and 90% of what you write down, and only 10% of what you read and 20% of what you hear. So active learning is what we did in class. It's more face-to-face discussion and also our online discussion. It's a a process of discussion, preparing for the presentation itself, then having a peer review. So we learned that active learning equals better learning. The second thing that we learned about that I found very interesting was information security. And oftentimes I think that we don't really think about our online security because we focus a lot more on our physical security. But things like passwords and data can easily be stolen by hackers. So we always need to be aware of these risks that we're taking when we put our data and information online. And then there's this IBL learning, inquiry-based learning, which kind of links to the topic of active learning. And it's basically a learn-to-learn format. And that's what we did by posing questions, the problems and scenarios. And then rather than having Dr. Bat simply present ideas about the topics to us, we were required to go and research about the topic ourselves. And then assisted by the facilitator, we conducted some small-scale investigations. The one time I did a blog about information literacy, that was for my midterm exam. So I learned a lot about information literacy, and that it's a set of abilities that requires individuals to recognize when information is needed, also have the ability to locate, evaluate, use efficiently and effectively your information, evaluating your sources, knowing what kind of information is important to add to your own learning database, and also understanding some legal and social issues, like in our learning contract. I did also a section on copyright law and using pictures, like what is the right way to use pictures and sources from online. So that was a very interesting thing to learn, as well as share with my groupmates. And then we learned a lot about blogging and wikis and e-portfolios. We learned that a blog is a discussion or informational site published on the World Wide Web, and that a wiki is a website which allows collaborative modification of its content and structure directly from web browser. And actually I have used blog before, but I never really used a wiki before, so that's a really interesting learning experience. As well as the e-portfolio, which we were introduced by Dr. Bat. It is a collection of electronic evidence assembled and managed by a user. So that would be very useful, I think, as we go on in our studies in the university, to use e-portfolios to kind of collect all the things that we learned and all the achievements that we have. Then we have the reflective learning. And we did this as an exercise where we were given a question, and then we learned that reflection and action is something that you do very quickly. It's a very quick mental process, and you come to an immediate conclusion. Whilst reflection on action is a more detailed mental process, and you actually take time to reflect back on the issues that we learned in topics. And then Web 2.0 and Web 3.0. Actually, I didn't really understand this very well, so I did some research, so it's considered part of what I learned this semester. That Web 1.1, from what I understand, is the more readable phase of the internet, so just going to a website, being able to read content is the first phase of the internet. And then Web 2.0 is the collaborative, two-way communication between the user and the computer, where you can actually comment and interact with the computer. Whereas Web 3.0 is an even higher evolved version of Web 2.0, and it's more the executable phase of the World Wide Web, where you can do machine-to-machine interaction, as well having the machine interact with you and help you that way. So it's a more advanced version of Web 2.0. And then when we were doing the learning contract, also one of our groupmates talked about folksonomy and tagging, which I knew about tagging, but I didn't know that the actual word was folksonomy. So that was something that I learned, that users can use tags to online items that can help you to refine those items. And this is used in all kinds of social networking and blogging sites. And e-government is still a little bit vague concept to me, but what I understand is the use of information and communication technologies to improve the activities of the public sector. Some definitions restrict e-government to internet-enabled applications only, but it can be interactions between government and outside groups. So in the end, to conclude, this is some of the things that we did during this semester and that we learned to do as a group or through the pair. And I enjoyed working with my parents and my group as well. They were very supportive, and we all did this together and learned how to do a complete learning contract, as well as presenting our data and getting some review from our peers, as well as creating a wiki to share the ideas that we had and what kind of things we needed to do in the future. The online discussion forum we made use in the learning contracts as well as in our midterm, and we're in the process of creating our new portfolio and then refreshing our class. So I'm happy to share with you today the things that I learned during this semester. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joanna, for helping us to understand your journey in this course. Okay, Nari, have you uploaded? Thank you very much. Well, because three of you have experienced the same problem, I'm afraid that the USB slot over there does not work, okay? So,
Okay.
thank you. It's in the wiki, right? Okay, thank you. Then you know that how to get to your wiki. So, you can either log me out and log yourself in. Yes, and then you can go to the wiki. Thank you. Yes, you can just click the slideshow button at the bottom, something called slideshow. It's right here. Click this button. Right.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mary. Today I'm going to talk about the podcast. Podcasting is an online audio content available through the internet. Podcasting is the same usable as podcasting with additional of video. Podcasting is the same. Using a subscription, can subscribe and set your computer to automatically download the new content. The features of podcast. First, podcast make information personal. In podcast, the content is communicating directly to you. This is the easier way of getting information than reading it from an email or document. Second, podcasting is a time-efficient form of communication. You can listen to podcasts while you doing other things or during your work, saving time and improving some productivity. Third, podcasts are portable. You can transfer the podcast to a personal media player such as iPod and take podcasts with you whenever you go off. Fourth, podcasting is and on demand technology. Listeners can decide what they want to hear and when they want to hear. So we can use podcasting in the school. Creating an audio tour of school can make your school unique, welcoming and students can post the podcast on the school website or email it into incoming students. Increase reading comprehension and fluency. To help students improve their reading fluency, students can create podcasts about current events. Students practice their comprehension skill by reading and summarizing some new articles. And they can prepare script and record their digital podcast. So I think podcast is effective and portable and convenient way to deliver and produce the content you want. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nari, for helping us to understand your portion of learning contract number 3. Okay, it's important for me to respond to some of your questions that sorry, the minute it's not thank you. The minute you asked me, including the samples are the e-portfolio. So what I'm thinking, then I could give you the following advice today. All right. So it's very important that you do not get yourself confused. Before I give you the advice, I would like to show you a little bit of Emily's work in the context of the e-portfolio that we helped you to understand as of last week. Okay, so if you go to week number 13, all right, so we introduced you the idea of the e-portfolio last week, and we would like you to create your own e-portfolio based on some of the guidelines delivered, including the teacher's message for week number 11, 12, and 13. So before I come to you with a direct, more picture to get your e-portfolio started, I would like you to go back to see a little bit of what Emily has done in the context of
Emily is a freshman. She wants to use an e-portfolio to manage her learning. There are 5 steps she needs to follow. Firstly, she needs to think about what she wants to achieve during her university studies and make action plans accordingly. Then, she should actively participate in classroom learning, co-curricular activities, and make good use of the resources and support that the university provides. She should collect her work and reflect on her experiences and record the recognition and qualifications she receives. Although developing her e-portfolio is a lifelong process, Emily can always use her e-portfolio to get feedback from and collaborate with others. The immediate task can be to adopt an e-portfolio template. The template consists of 4 sections: profile, summary, showcase, and qualifications. Emily needs to provide her personal details, a short description of herself, her values and beliefs, and interests and hobbies in this section. The profile creates the first impression that Emily's teachers and classmates receive from her. In the summary, Emily will identify the target audience and state the purpose of her e-portfolio and write down her goals and action plans. From time to time, she will come back to this section to summarize her accomplishments. The showcase section is where Emily records her work and experiences and organizes them with descriptions and reflection. Finally, in the qualifications section, Emily will list her educational background, scholarships and awards, co-curricular activities, work experience, and other qualifications. Emily should always be aware of the privacy issue. Emily will refer to the online technical guides and join e-portfolio workshops to enhance her e-portfolio development skills and strategies.
So here you go. It's a very good and simple outline of the work you can do in your e-portfolio for this course. But definitely, it's just an outline. That's why I'm giving you. When you present yourself in the e-portfolio link here, in starting with week number 11, 12, 13, and 15, okay, it's highly advised that you follow this pattern. In the front page of the e-portfolio, you create some links. The links are your profile, okay? And the profile contains what you just heard from Emily. Something about yourself, something about your interests, something about your beliefs, okay? And of course, you do not need to tell all the things to other people, but selectively, you need to include a link on profile. And the second thing is a link on summary. The summary is basically what you have learned in this semester based on the design presented to you by me as your teacher. Because I want you to follow the free learning contract, IBL. What do you think of IBL? What can you achieve from this? SRL, self-regulated learning. What can SRL help you on top of IBL? If you look at Emily's introductions, very clearly they talk about your goals for university study, your goals in learning from this course, and then your action plans, very important in self-regulated learning. What have you devised for yourself to follow using the time given in this semester, this course, to pick up learning which could satisfy your goals or accomplish the goals. So this is also an important part of the summary, right? And then we also have problem-based learning for you to learn teamwork. How do you work with others to complement your own ability? So what have you learned over there? Summary. And then showcase. That's what you produced over the free learning contract. Now in this particular contract, 2. Learning contract number 1, after IBL, you produce a number of artifacts which you submitted for your grading. You go back to the submission and you know that. You submit those artifacts. And what did you achieve for learning contract number 3 as a team? You submit another set of artifacts, okay? So listed out those artifacts, okay? Listed out those artifacts. And then for each of the major set of artifacts, that's what's invited by the teacher's message in week number 11, 12, and 13. Provide your refractive comment as an important part of the learning. Refractive learning. What have you learned from learning contract number 1 after you have practiced IBL? What have you learned from learning contract number 3 after you have practiced problem-based learning, including details of self-regulated learning? And then one of the major ingredients for your showcase is your score, right? My score for the semester, you keep track of the score you earned. Have you achieved the grade of your heart's design, all right? If not, what can you do more? And then we have the bonus work, right? The bonus work for learning contract number 3 presentations, the bonus work for the speech of the semester. And then on top of all of these is your qualifications, all right? You're helping yourself along the path of 4-year education to accomplish your degree. And your speech of the semester becomes a summary of your intermediate accomplishment. What I have learned this semester in qualification part. And that is my advice. It's not necessary to go to look at the samples of other students, but if you have this in mind, you need to develop your own portfolio based on the ideas delineated. Put in there what you can do, just as what happened in that. And if it is something that's worked for you, it will be somewhat like you will adopt this pattern to scoop your learning accomplishment from other courses of before you study and put it in your own Mahara portfolio. That is what your RC has provided. But that is not part of this course. Okay? The part of this course and the remaining focus is to introduce to you the idea of the e-portfolio, which could actually help you to develop yourself with the remaining years of your study at the university. And of course, it takes a certain amount of work to organize yourself. But I think it pays highly for your investment of time and energy. Because if you have things like this established, you can always showcase the work to other people, including a potential employer, including a potential graduate student, that's from the University of Macau Mahara portfolio, which you're going to create on the whole, and which scope things on your Buddha rather than for the courses you have already done. One of the things you need to learn is how to export your work. If not export, actually you copy and paste. You learn how to do it already when you did this portfolio. You have all those artifacts as part of the accomplishment of this course, because you can take away from it. You have the Microsoft Word document, you have the wiki experience, and you have all the learning. And of course, when people ask you, what have you actually learned in terms of content in this semester, what technology am I? And you can ask yourself, I have chosen to present at least one journal in Agriculture 1. I've chosen to work with my teammate with another specific topic, and then number 3. And this has become some core content items that I shared with others. So if you ask me, very briefly, what should I put in my e-portfolio? You should have a front page with a link to 4 different pages: profile, summary, showcase, and qualifications. And underneath profile, you should include a little bit of yourself, introduce yourself, including your goals and educations, benefits, beliefs, and values. And then in summary, explain a little bit about this course. The idea of this course include the course learning objective here, include some of the course learning outcomes here, and tell how much of these have you accomplished. And in the showcase, include the artifacts you produce, include the reflections, and in the qualifications, put your graph of the semester there, which is actually written versions of the speech of the semester that you're going to do it. And that will be perfect. And particularly speaking, you should include my score, right? You need to know what score you earn, just to make sure you got a good return on your investment of time and energy. Okay? So that will be very important. And of course, one or two students asked me, according to your week number 11 message, you expected a bottom line requirement for our e-portfolios to include the following things. Based on the 6 course independent learning outcomes of the semester, we need each one of you to choose 3 course independent learning outcomes. And then for each chosen course independent learning outcome, produce a set of artifacts, including the journal, including a blog, including a PowerPoint, and including digital story. But that is based on what you should have learned in learning content number 3, and apply the same to pick the course independent learning outcome. And if you look at the course independent learning outcome of this semester, we have 6. But the first one and the last one, you have already done it in learning content number 1 and learning content number 3. Okay? Except for you still need to choose 1 more from the remaining 4. Now, how are you going to choose it? You need to ask yourself, what topic have you chosen in learning content number 1, and what topic have you chosen in learning content number 3? And then you know that you've already done all the artifacts. All right? So it's one way to go in this direction. But it's another way that I've also told students that starting from the fall of 2016, the school actually enforces outcome-based education in the context of each course. We must enforce learning from the outcomes of. We need to develop students' learning activity. We need to develop the homework artifacts based on the specific outcome. Now this is the last semester. We're still on the full C9. So I just meant to do it the way we have been doing it. But If you ask your fellow student who's going to take this course next semester, they'll understand that we strictly enforce the outcomes, and how do we shape the whole Moodle environment. We still keep it week by week, but instead of this theme, it will be outcome 1, outcome 2, outcome 3. And what we're going to do based on that expected outcome. So it's a lot of restructuring. But for this semester, it's okay. You just take my advice for it. It's already good for you. All right? So I hope with that explanation, I have answered many of your questions either through email or questions at the end of the class. And integrated learning is a very important thing. So in this semester, you learn by asking questions, IEL. You learn by setting goals, self-regulated learning, SRL. And you learn by working in a team, problem-based learning, with a focus problem. And then at the end of those things, you need to learn how to put your learning together in the context of IEL, integrated learning. And one of the very common approach in the world of college education when we invite students to practice integrated learning is to make sure they can make connections of all the learning materials and the personal learning from different pieces of the semesters and also from different courses of the year and different programs of the 4-year program and put them in their own portfolio, all right, systematically. And so depending on the goals in mind, when you just selectively choose some accomplishment and showcase to other people, and that is something you need to work for yourself. All right? There's no common cutting. So that's why in this semester I introduced to you in 40 weeks time, we walked you through our 3 major categories of learning, concluding with this very important personalized way of accomplishment. Okay, and we say that web technology is just a carrier to help people understand this pattern. And this pattern of learning is actually applicable to every other course you're going to take in the university. All right? Even if the teacher does not adopt this, but you don't know how to do it yourself. All right? So that is important. And that's also the goal of this GE course. How you transition from being a taught-to-learn student to a learn-to-learn student so that you do not feel uncomfortable enough to become your own teacher. Learn-to-learn means you become your own teacher. You can teach yourself anything you want. And what you need is material, good enough for you to start with, a thinking, good enough for you to integrate your learning. So having said that, let me see if I could. If you look at the day number 25 and day number 26 material, you can see that actually helping you, if you're first, to build your portfolio beyond the Moodle environment. All right. Unfortunately, I did not include enough of the Mahara here, but you can see I include WordPress. I also include neuroscience. Okay, these are very good things. And hopefully you can get what you're expecting. All right. So last time we introduced you to the LAGCC schools approach, and that is a very good approach. And so today, let's see if I can make it a little bit more.
Hello, and welcome to this quick introduction to e-portfolios. What do all these people have in common? Well, they're actually all famous for keeping diaries. They are, of course, Captain Kirk, who kept the captain's log on the Starship Enterprise, Adrian Mole, who wrote a series of teenage diaries, Samuel Pepys, Anne Frank, and of course, Bridget Jones. Who is this man? Well, if you don't recognise him, don't worry, it's not unusual. He is actually William Spears Bruce, and he was the first person to carry out an expedition to the Antarctic Circle and set up the first weather station on the Antarctic Circle. But not many people have ever heard of him because he never kept a log of his adventures. Therefore, he was lost in the pages of history. But what does this all to do with e-portfolios? Well, an e-portfolio, according to Wikipedia, is a diary that you keep online to record evidence about yourself and your experiences. Keeping it online enables it to be accessed worldwide and also be managed in very dynamic ways. But some people might say, I can't keep a diary, I've got nothing to write about. That's not true. You can build up evidence of many things. Let's take the example of team working skills. You can build up evidence of working in teams in the workplace where you can be working together with colleagues. You may go to a workshop where you can find out about team working skills. Or if you have a group project that you have to do as part of your academic course, once again, you can build up evidence of how you've worked well together as a team. But why would you do this? Well, over a period of time, you'll build up a whole body of evidence of different skills, including IT skills, networking skills, team working skills, or even work experience. And then someday, you may be asked a question in a job application or in an interview, what experience do you have with working in teams? Well, by recording the information like this, you don't have to think of fresh evidence, because over time, you've recorded a whole body of experiences. But it is not just a diary. It's important to use your e-portfolio to reflect and think about what you did in that experience that you did well, but what also you could have done better. And then by thinking in this way, and putting it into practice, next time you write your diary entry, think about the progression you've made. The best tool for the job to keep an e-portfolio is actually a blog. And the service we use is something called WordPress.com. The reason we use WordPress is because it has several features that make it compatible with being an e-portfolio. It enables you to post evidence chronologically, like a diary, but it also enables you to tag your piece of evidence so that it can be grouped together into similar themes. Because it's online, it can be shared with anybody, including employers, but also you can use it for private reflection. And what we mean by this is, over a period of time, you build up a whole body of evidence to do with different things, but some of the things you write may be quite personal, and you may not want to share these with the general public. Therefore, you can keep these posts private, so only you can access them. But, as a word of caution, anything that you do publicly release can be accessed by anybody. Therefore, be careful not to ever put any secure details into your blog posts, including your telephone number, address, or anything that anybody could use to access secure information about you. To see some examples of WordPress blogs, you could go to this address where you can see my WordPress blog, or there is further support available online. Also in this module, there's a guide which you can download that teaches you how to set up your own WordPress e-portfolio. Happy blogging!
Actually, you heard a lot of things here, which echoes what we have been doing, except for the fact that we seldom use the word e-portfolio until this very moment in the semester. So next week will be the last week of the semester. We're trying to take up another example of what is meant by an e-portfolio on Mahara for your reference, because many of you do have Mahara. So allow me to say that I hope you have a good semester. After next week, we still have one more day together, that is May 3rd. In other words, your e-portfolio will be due on May 3rd, and I will start giving you a grade after May 3rd. And you will be informed what grade you earn based on the work you did. And that will be informed through the Moodle environment, which also will be sent to an email. Along the way, I will tell you that you need to let me know if you discover any problem with your grade before a particular day. And I believe that will be largely before May 10. Okay? I hope that I will set that date so that everything will be done before May 10. So I'm working very hard to give you back the score on learning contract number 3 by the end of this weekend. We got the proposals ready, and we got another score for another item today until the end of learning contract number 3's item has been great. So we do have one more thing which we need your help. That is on the very last class next Thursday, according to the instructions by the registry, we need to invite you to come to class with about 10 to 15 minutes time going online to your student web information system to complete the official student feedback questionnaire, which is in your system, not in my system, okay? And it's very important for the evaluations of this course. And of course, you can do it beforehand. Actually, it started from the 16th of April to the 29th of April, okay? And 28th of April is the last class officially, except for the makeup class. So we reserve about 10 to 15 minutes for those of you who have not done this student feedback questionnaire to do it in class. So make sure you come back on 28th of April, next Thursday, to complete this important SFQ, all right? So if there is nothing more, and I'm going to end today's course on class right here, about 5 minutes temporarily. So if you have any questions, you can raise your hand and come to your desk, all right? I think at this point, you should be working very hard at your e-portfolio page, okay? Check your grade for your midterm exam. It's already out by going back to the midterm exam block, okay? And on this particular block, you see there is a link called midterm exam your score. When you click on that particular link, choose your own name. Then you can see the score over there, all right? There are 3 possible links there. Your own name, your pair name, and your team name. Choose your own name, all right? Because that is your score. All right, so I'll be here answering questions up to 12:45. Until next Monday, stay tuned, all right? So that's it for today's CISG 114, Section 1, Web Technology and Life, and day number 26, week number 13.